Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Meeple has landed.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to the Vitruvian Meeple. We've been gone for a little while, celebrating the holidays, taking some well-needed time off, and just kind of chilling out. Yes, the winter pun was entirely intended. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But we are back here in 2025. We're going to play, well, we're starting by playing some Grimsby, because Matt cannot be with us tonight, so rather than carry on the main Echoes of the Undying storyline with one player down, I think we may just kind of make this a tradition where, you know, for each person that, you know, when one person can't make it, we go to one of these side situations and see what we got. But in the meantime, I am here with Ray, Julie, Patrick, and ECAT. We're going to play some Cypher System. It's going to be a silly, goofy old time. We are playing set at Grimsby High, which some of you may remember from our Halloween special. Grimsby, it's a silly place. Full of weird, weird pseudo supernatural things, and maybe sometimes just, you know, old Mr. Winkerbean who runs the amusement park in a mask. Who knows? But with us, we have our meddling kids. Let's tell you what. Let's go around and introduce your characters real quick, just so maybe those who didn't see it, or even for those who did, can be familiar with who we're dealing with here. So, Ray, could you please start us off?
Well, my character, he is Arshad Dedravat, and he is an exchange student from Mumbai. His father is a very well-known and very accomplished ambassador, and we have just moved to the U.S. And I like to play cricket, and I also occasionally wrestle sometimes because my father was an Olympian wrestler. But I will not be caught dead without my cricket bats. So. This is an exciting opportunity. I've traveled vastly, but I find America to be very interesting and very full of opportunity and adventure.
Excellent. I'll move on next to Julie.
I'm Courtney Cooper, and I am the captain of the varsity cheerleading squad. Do not cross me, because I will bring the pain. Simple as that.
Excellent. Okay, let's go over to Patrick.
All right, I am Desmond Langtree, a very gifted but very distracted student, largely based on the fact that he has, various psychic abilities that are just starting to spawn in his head. He sees things that aren't there. He hears things going on in other places, like the faculty staff lounge, which just delights him to no end. So he has dirt on all sorts of fun people. He does do his homework periodically, but he has other just wonderful things going on. So very much one of those high-end nerds who is so good at everything, he doesn't bother studying most of the time. So his homework is terrible. His tests, he's acing everything because he saw the teacher write it down the night before.
Excellent. And finally, ECAT.
Hi, I'm Jessica Tremaine. I am the computer whiz of the school. You need something on the interweb, the dark web, whatever. I'm your girl.
Excellent. All right, so let's just dive into it. The events of Detention of Doom have occurred at this point. I'm going to say it's about February of the following year, so it's been a few months. I think the four of you probably kind of coalesced as a little bit because of those events. But as time and the pressures of high school social cliques have come back in, I think you guys have probably spread apart, drifted apart a little bit. But I would like to ask if anyone has made a particular effort to keep up any of the friendships that you made during that fateful day in detention.
I have.
Okay.
Because, social bunny warrior,
Okay. So what is your opinion? Because from the way you've been describing Courtney, it sounds to me like she is friends with most people because she has a use for them.
But she actually likes these people
Okay.
because they're not actually trying to use her as a way to be able to gain more popularity.
Fair, very fair, very fair. All right. Anyone else?
So Desmond certainly has. Desmond likes the fact that since he has been hanging out with Courtney, people do not look at him as nearly as much of a weirdo as he was before. He still is a weirdo, but he's a weirdo who hangs out with Courtney. So how bad can he possibly be? And I'm sure she says a nice thing about him every once in a while. He and Jessica, on the other hand, have been trying to keep up because uh, her skills with the computer have really rounded out his own weird abilities for getting all sorts of dirt on people. So they can just love to gossip about all the crazy ass stuff that they find. And of course, he hangs out with Arset because once again, he's kind of a bit on the social fringe a lot of the time, and so he sees a fellow fringy type person in Arset who doesn't quite fit in with everybody else, and they get along just fine, and so he'll hang out with him as well.
Okay.
Yes, Arshat has made it a point to check in with Courtney to given the nature of what brought him into the fray, which was one of the other cheerleaders being bullied and nigh on assaulted. So he's been just asking Courtney directly and making sure that her squad is everything is okay. And enjoys talking with Desmond smarts and Arsat's just understanding of law and society and stuff has found it very fascinating to talk about just all of the sorts of things going on in Desmond's head. And it's not for lack of want, but I don't really think he's crossed paths much with Jessica. And kind of as Desmond alluded to, it's just like that kind of fringy, like not sure. So never unpleasant, but there can't recall a situation where they crossed paths intentionally.
Okay.
But Jessica has kept an eye on our shot just because of our group. She and he are the two that killed somebody.
Fair point. Fair point.
Fair.
So
Pretty fair.
like, I'm just gonna keep an eye on him, making sure he's okay.
And he doesn't talk to the police.
Well, she's got an in. She's got her uncle there.
Yep.
She absolutely convinced her uncle that it was all self-defense because she immediately broke into tears, throwing herself into his arms when they showed up, kind of thing.
And Arshad can talk his way out of anything, hanging around his diplomat father for as long as he has.
And Jessica has encouraged friendships, but she hasn't gone out of her way to make the overtures just because that's her nature of being the one that's a part of everything, but not part of anything.
Okay. All right. So it's a pretty regular Tuesday morning. You guys have all gotten to school and to take advantage of the little bit of social time that you get kind of unobstructed by the faculty before your classes start for the day. So let's let's kind of set the scene here. Where is everyone? A lot of students tend to gather in the cafeteria. There are, of course, the little cliques, the little groups that hang out in random, hallways. There are people that, do not show up early and just kind of, slide in just as the bell rings. So where are each of the four of you? It's probably about 15 minutes before it would be before the bell to go to first period.
In the library, of course.
Okay.
It's nice, it's quiet. I look like I'm doing normal things.
Okay.
I'm in the cafeteria, sitting on a table, so I'm kind of up above everybody, kind of holding court, checking in with people, making sure nobody's being a complete asshat. Social mothering thing.
Yeah, our shot is in the cafeteria with the other members of the cricket team, and making sure that everybody's up on their homework and helping those who need help, and trying to maintain a sense of not just camaraderie, but keeping the off the pitch rigor up.
Okay.
I'm hanging in the hallway outside of my homeroom, playing on what looks like appears to be that I'm playing on my phone, but in reality, I'm waiting for the point forward of the basketball team to come by and pay me for the answers to the exam he is about to fail in about 20 minutes because he didn't get to the questions until he pays me.
You're right. So, in fact, with that lovely lead-in, we will actually start with you, Jessica, as Brian Johnson, who is the aforementioned point forward for the Grimsby Wolves, runs past you with a look somewhere between concern and incredulity. He
Brian. Yo.
He kind of gives a half-hearted glance behind him, and you can see there's, like I said, there's a look of shock, confusion, and yet a little bit of trying not to find it funny on his face, and he does not stop.
I watch him run by.
Okay.
And I kind of shrug and went, it's your grades. I go back to then starting to play Doodle Bop on my phone.
All right, let's see. Make me a pleasant social interaction roll. Actually, it's a persuasion, so you'll end up being specialized in it because it's also a positive social interaction.
So, persuasion.
Yeah, and then give yourself an extra eased by 1 because you're using 2 different skills. And this will be a difficulty 5. To kind of have have what you are doing for Brian kind of break through whatever this is and remind him that he actually needs to talk to you.
By 1.
And I mean, this is an intellect roll, so you can put a level of effort into it for free.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna.
Because Edge 3 is a wonderful thing. Okay. Yeah. So yes, you as he's running down the hall, you just kind of, and he stops. Right. And he comes kind of running back to you, but you can tell he's very distracted. And he's kind of looking both the way he came as well as where he was going, which looks like he's heading towards the cafeteria. What do we say? $20.
50. 50.
Want playing Forkwood next week, man. He hands you $50.
I instantly ping him the questions.
Yeah, you're a peach and a saint. All right.
What's going on? You're yeah, no, come on.
You got to come with me because I want to see everyone's reaction to this. It's gone. It's just gone.
Okay, and I shrug my backpack and I'm just following him going, what's gone?
So now the interaction with you kind of seems to have broken the shock value. And so now he's kind of got that almost giddy high of, I know something that I'm about to tell the school that's just going to like make everyone flip the fuck out.
Come on, spill the tea.
And so no, he actually keeps it quiet until because he's kind of like giggling under his breath, a little bit manically actually. You might be a little worried about him. And he kind of bursts through the doors to the cafeteria. He's like, yo, listen up! You are not gonna believe this. The vending machine has disappeared. It's gone. It's just gone. There are gasps of surprise. There are, utterances of what are you talking about, Johnson? And of course, there are the groups that are just dissolving in laughter. And Courtney and Arshad, you are both in the cafeteria. How do you respond to this? You see Brian come in. You see Jessica trailing very closely behind him, looking like she's trying to pester him for something. And then he bursts through and blurts this out.
I stand up on the table and I look for the student council president.
Okay. Let's see. Michelle Somerton is the student class president. She is one of the people who is very flustered and shocked. And she's in a little group of her kind of minions, the people that are sucking up to her for power. And so she's kind of huddled down with them. It looks like she might be either making plans or trying to look like she's making plans.
Well, you should know what's going on. What the fuck?
Cooper, I got nothing. This is news to me. Why don't you take some of your weird friends and check it out? Look at that. I'm delegating.
I'm messaging Desmond because I know he's gonna be in the library.
Okay.
Going, dude, weird shit in the cafeteria. Our kind of weird shit.
So the vending machine is actually not in the cafeteria.
Right, but
yeah.
all the
Yep. It's actually it's conveniently actually about halfway between the cafeteria and the library. In one of the little side halls right next to the little school store that sells school supplies and some snacks, and various other stuff. And then the vending machines are like the nicer candy bars. In fact, one of the things that it's very much known for, they have a caramel chocolate bar that everyone just fights over. It is insanely good. So yeah, it's over there with the school store. Like I said, it's about halfway between the cafeteria and the library.
Okay, come on, guys. And I start heading towards where the vending machine should be.
Okay.
Arshad is asking the other guys, like, wait, what machine? Because he genuinely, like, just that didn't even cross his radar.
Okay.
And so he feels a little bit like, what's the big deal about going on, huh?
Okay. So one or two of the other members of the cricket team are also of Indian ancestry, and so they are able to, explain to you only a little bit, like you're five, that the machine that sells candy and snack cakes and whatnot by the school store
Yeah.
that everyone likes, and and the fact that it's gone is shocking. And
Yeah,
again,
he knows what a vending machine is. He
Okay.
just like that particular one.
Oh,
It's
it-
like it was a thing, but it was kind of, just sort of there.
okay.
This is not producing the shock or awe that clearly its disappearance is inspiring in his fellow classmates.
So when you express that to them, they express their own shock at the fact that you have obviously not tasted the manna from heaven that are these chocolate bars. And so all right, when it's found, whenever it's found, we get him one, and then we get him 5 more. It's all right. We got you. We got you. We got you, Cap.
He is very calmly, but very much internally like looking forward to this.
Okay.
You start walking towards where the vending machine was.
Okay.
And I'm moseying towards the cafeteria from the library, so I will cross their paths on the way.
Yep. So yeah, so you Courtney and Arshot, you leave through the same door that Brian came in through. There are a few exits to the cafeteria that he came in certainly through the main one. And he is now back with the rest of the basketball team, just kind of shooting the shit.
So I'm like mentally gearing myself up to, once I have, confirmed with my eyes that it is gone, to then, go over to, the main office and, and ask, politely but firmly, what the actual fuck, guys.
All right, so the two of you come across, obviously meet up with Jessica near the doors to the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Do you just turn around and Jessica, you follow them?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, shortly before you get to the school store area, you do meet up with Desmond, who, for someone who claims to be able to see all sorts of things, always seems startled by just about everything. He almost runs straight into you as he rounds a corner because he's, I don't know, distracted by something shiny.
Who's shiny?
Yo, watch it.
Oh, sorry. So what's the big news going on in the cafeteria?
At which point, I figure we are at the spot
Yep,
where the
yep.
vending machine is no longer there, and I
Yep.
just kind of wave to the empty spot.
And sure enough, there is an empty spot. The only thing that remains as evidence of the actual vending machine is a few scattered open candy wrappers and the ring on the floor of ground in dirt that could never be cleaned up because it never gets cleaned under.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, the little kind of streaks and shadows that come out of that that show you, here there be monsters. In this case, literally, because they sell those in the vending machine. Or at least they did.
Desmond feels a deep sense of upset about this because he had only recently figured out how to use his abilities to coax candy bars out of a device without him having to pay for them.
Okay.
It took a while, but he finally got, just that right thing to hit inside, and, it would, dispense a candy bar as though somebody had paid for it.
Yep.
He has not yet figured out how to get it to cough all of the change and bills out of it. He's still working on that. And then he puts his hand up right in front of where it was and trying to detect if it's actually there, but like out of phase or invisible or something, just in case he fucks something else up.
Okay. Let's take a look at your sheet and see what you're going to be rolling here.
You see the unseen.
Yep. Yep. We'll make it a see the unseen roll. Difficulty 6.
Oh, where did my skills go? Thought I had that in there.
That's under
Or maybe
abilities.
Okay, see the unseen. Case difficulty 6. Intellect.
Nope. It is. You focus all of your attention and your effort and your energy into these things that you're just still learning how to do, and you get the very, very crystal clear picture that it is not here. Or at least if it is, you can't see it.
Ottershot just has this quizzical look and says, "Who is to say that it has not been taken because it has been malfunctioning, or it is students were abusing the privilege and so it has just been removed? Why is this even a thing? Am I
That is
missing
probably
something?"
the case, but we want to rule out anything else before we go and talk to the principal indignantly.
I pull out my phone and
Mhm.
start hacking into the school's email system to see if I can find an email from the principal or, the health coach who would be against the candy or what have you, seeing if there's any kind of information email chain about the vending machine going away.
Okay. So this is going to be an intellect based roll, obviously. Computers, hacking, technology, all those things would apply. And we're going to start the difficulty at a 5. So tell me what you're using.
I am going to use breaking into computers
There you go.
because nope.
Nope. So you are so close. You are almost in, and then your screen goes blank, and I kid you not, there is a picture of Principal Jameson appears on the screen with a little hand with one finger up that is wagging back and forth. And then your screen goes dark.
Actual fuck, Jameson or Janison?
Jameson, like the whiskey.
Jameson. The actual.
Is he Mr. or Doctor?
Mister. Actually, he actually prefers to be referred to as Principal Jameson.
I just call him Jameson. I've been in his office enough.
Yeah, you are on a first name basis with him. You can call him Principal.
Well then, if they were going to be doing maintenance or something, they could at least have been considerate enough to put a notice up on the, up on the wall, and I kind of get a point where that would,
Yep. Anyone who wants to can make me an intellect-based roll. The difficulty is going to be 3, and anything relating to either having a good memory or kind of knowledge about the school would apply to this.
Well, it definitely doesn't work for me for knowledge, lore, or understanding. I'll use that one.
Yep.
Okay, difficulty?
Sure.
Starts at a 3.
Starts with a 3.
We'll stick some effort onto that.
Okay. Oh.
Yes, I will take that.
All right. So, Courtney. So I will say, before we start, since you all passed, you all do actually remember that the last time that it was taken for maintenance, there actually was a sign up on the wall saying, vending machine out for maintenance, will return soon. So that's probably, unless someone ripped that sign down, which, I mean, you could look at the wall and possibly check. But, unless someone ripped that sign down, then that's not here. That hasn't happened this time.
Yeah. Let's see.
So, any ideas of what you would like for your major effect?
Knowing where they would end up, or who would end up have been involved in removing it if it was being legitimately serviced.
Mhm.
Like which particular like janitor is maybe like the usual one for stuff like that. Because yeah, she does occasionally stop and and bring them donuts and what have you. Because
I wish I could remember the janitor's name from last time, but I didn't get a chance to go back and check. Does anyone happen to remember?
Oh, the janitor?
Yeah.
That'd be
Daniel.
Daniel. Okay.
Yeah, that's who I was gonna. It's like, why don't we check with the person who would know where stuff would go
Yeah.
and if it went anywhere?
especially
Daniel, no
since
last name.
Yep.
I check the circle of schmutz around around where it is supposed to be
Okay.
to see if there are any wheel marks breaking through it or near it.
Okay. Make me an intelligence, perception, searching, whatever, what have you, roll. I think your see the unseen gives you an asset on that. But I don't remember.
Okay, target.
4.
It is essence 1.
Okay. You find no wheel marks or tracks or even any scuffs in the collected dust and dirt that was under it when it was there. If it was moved, it was lifted straight up.
Is I would figure either it needs to be carted off using a really big appliance dolly, or more likely, since it's big and heavy, hoisted up onto a pallet jack of some sort. But then the pallet jack's wheels would probably leave a mark as well.
Yep.
Because, of course, we all know what happens when you wear dark-soled shoes in a hallway in a high school with all the wax. It leaves marks all over the place. Ask me how I know. So,
yeah, Mr. Wingtips in high school as your casual shoes.
That's right. It was either wingtips or cleats. Those were pretty much my shoes in school. So if anybody moved it, I don't know how they did it. This is starting to look like an excellent prank, by the way. Not as good as putting a police car on the roof of the building with steaming coffee and a donut, but that's the collegiate level prank.
Hey, no one could ever prove that was you. So.
Okay. Let's go check with Daniel and see if he has a clue as to what the hell's going on.
All right. Daniel, in the time since the events of Detention of Doom, Daniel, who by the way is Daniel Wysocki, is his full name.
Thank you.
Because I've been watching a whole lot of Dropout. He has been very quiet. He hasn't actually. He has never broached the subject of what happened with any of you, and when you bring it, if any of you have brought it up, which I don't know if you have or not,
Yeah.
he is. He's very much a Vorlon about it. He responds with something very cryptic and seemingly very nonchalant for, the fact that Lunch Lady Doreen, who, by the way, has been, I kid you not, replaced with another lunch lady named Doreen. The vast majority of the population seems to have not noticed the difference at all.
Of course not.
That's because she too makes her sloppy joes extra sloppy for us.
We're not quite still in the 80s, so she doesn't quite still have the cigarette with a long ash dangling at the end, but close.
Do you realize the street value of this mountain?
So yeah, he every time that anyone has brought,
God damn it, Patrick.
anytime that
Sorry.
anyone has brought anything up with him, he like I said, he gives a very cryptic answer, and then just kind of moves on with his duties. But you do notice that, anytime something really weird is happening, he's there. Now normally, if you guys are also there, then he just kind of, gives you a, very curt, friendly but subtle nod and smile, and then goes about his business. So yeah, actually, so I will say, Courtney, for your major effect, that yeah, you actually do see Daniel, coming around the corner, kind of looks at the four of you, gives you that same, knowing nod and smile, and then takes out some basically traffic cones, and puts them around the area where the vending machine was, and takes out a roll of crime scene do not enter tape, except it doesn't actually say crime scene, it's just do not enter, and kind of strings it between the traffic cones. Now, there's nothing actually holding these traffic cones to the floor, so this is just, this is relying on the student's good graces, which we all know what that's worth. So yeah, this is, he was told to put something here, and so he is.
That's not a good sign. Where did the administration take it?
As far as I know, as far as they know, they didn't.
As far as they're concerned, what, it's still here and just invisible?
No, they didn't take it. They don't know who did.
How does
Do
one
you know who
surreptitiously
took it?
move a vending machine?
Very carefully.
That's a very, very good question, Marshant. Very good question.
Okay, Daniel, I noticed you were very specific about they don't know. Do you know?
Do I know? No. I mean, we all know that sometimes things just happen around here, right?
Do you have any suspicions or conjectures?
Not yet. Remember, I'm kind of out of the beat detective game at this point. I'm leaving that to the younger generation.
Unfortunately, the lack of something isn't a very good clue.
Well, there's not exactly nothing, is there? And he kind of points at the scattered candy wrappers.
Oh, that is true. Which kind of candy wrappers are they?
They were, in fact, the famed, legendary brand to be inserted here later, caramel chocolate bars.
How many?
Okay. So the brand name is, because we're just going to be corny about it. The brand name is Vershi. They are Vershi caramel chocolate Wonder Bars. There are 3 of them scattered on the ground.
So I carefully pick one of them up.
Okay.
How was it opened?
Make me, well, it's, yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll for this because it's easy enough. And you would actually recognize this. It was opened very meticulously. Like the little seal at one end was, very carefully pulled apart.
Yeah, and then run right along the seam on the underside of the part where the 2 layers are joined together.
Yeah, and
then fold it open.
Yeah, and it wasn't, it wasn't, even like ripped down the side like you do with a seam. It was actually separated, all the way down to the other side where it was also separated, and then apparently carelessly tossed on the floor.
Well, that's sacrilege.
Is there any chocolate left inside, or does it look like it was licked or anything silly like that?
Oh, that's a very, very good question. Now I am going to
I
ask.
figure if it was held too long, it'll have chocolate inside of it.
Let's see. I'm going to say, make me a perception roll. Again, I believe see the unseen helps you here. Let me just check that to be sure. See the unseen. Yes, when looking for things more conventionally hidden. So yeah, that's fine. I'll take that. So yes, this is an intellect task. Your see the unseen will apply. Anyone else who wants to make me a perception type, searching type task can do so. The difficulty is going to be 5.
Nope.
No, but that's always a fun plot point.
My
Just-
phone.
Jessica has no XP.
Yep, I have no XP.
I'm glad there's 3 of them because I have a feeling one of them is currently lodged in her throat.
Nope.
Here he is. Go take a nap.
I am so focused and pissed off at the principal for hacking my phone when I'm was trying to hack his email.
Well, it's funny that you should mention him because
I know.
two
It's not time.
2 things happen. First of all, the first bell rings, as it is time, signaling that it's time to go to first period class, and you hear a very deliberate and, to some of you, very familiar behind you.
I spin around and put a great big grin on my face. Principal Jameson,
Ms. Tremaine.
wonderful day it is today, isn't it?
I certainly thought so. I mean, aside from this, but I'd say some things have made it better since then. Still, this is concerning, isn't it?
Someone stole the candy. I mean, yeah.
Make me anyone. Yeah. Okay. So that's because I'm not going to prompt you.
Let's see.
Make a what?
Nothing.
Okay.
If you would like to do something, you can feel free to tell me what you would like to do.
So what did you do with the Sending machine.
Mr. Langtree, first of all, I don't. I'll tell you that. Second of all, if I did, I wouldn't need to tell you.
You don't need to, of course. No.
Of course not.
I'm gonna use my sensing emotions, etc. Discerning dispositions and getting a hunch about other people around me skill
Okay.
to see if he is lying out of his ass.
Okay. Yep. Make me that skill. The difficulty is going to be. He's used to dealing with kids like this. We'll make it a 5. Nice.
There we go.
Oh, sunk some points into that.
Yep.
Oh, so you actually need to take that off of your intellect because we didn't.
Oh, I forgot to check that. It's
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah. So just dock yourself 7 intellect points, and you're now at 2.
Okay, I'm done with doing smart things for the rest of the game. If the rest of it is all on you, I'm here for the muscle now.
Just you got. This is what recovery rolls are for.
Yeah.
So he is telling the truth that he doesn't know what happened to it. He is, however, far more nonchalant about it, or he is projecting far more nonchalance about it than he actually is feeling. Before we go on, I want to go back to because Desmond, you actually succeeded at the searching roll. You do actually notice it was very hard to see before, but there is actually a small trail of crumbs leading down the hall, away from, down into one of the side halls, away from where Principal Jameson currently is, from you. And he is now crossed his arms, looking at the 4 of you, looking up at the clock.
Well, gang, we
Right.
should get ourselves.
Class.
We should get ourselves to class, right, guys? And I flag you all along to follow the crumb trail instead of off to our classes in the opposite direction.
Okay. Make me a deception-based intellect roll. Deception. Again, difficulty 5. Nice.
Nice.
So I will say, do you have any requests for your minor effect? Because I have one that will help the rest of the group, or someone else in the group a little more than you, but I think is probably be useful for the group right now.
All right. That sounds good.
Courtney, you may use your 1 action recovery roll and recover 1 extra point.
Okay.
Because you all can tell that you're putting 1 over on Jameson, and that gives you a little shot of confidence.
All right, I'm having a just complete brain fart and
That's all
trying to actually find. Oh, there it is.
Yep.
Come back.
There you go.
9, 10.
10. All right. You're almost back to full intellect. Nope, you should be at 12.
Yes, I'm having difficulty typing. I kept hitting
Okay.
keys and
Got it. Okay.
it's a fucking Monday.
Right? And it's the first time we've done this in how long? So,
Yeah.
yep, we're all
And a half. A month and a half.
again.
Yeah.
So
Sorry, viewers.
y'all, if you don't expect some silly system hijinks / foundry hijinks from us at this point, I don't know what stream you've been watching, but we've been here. So, yeah. So Desmond, yes, you Principal Jameson does not, in fact, catch on to your clever ruse. As there are, that side hall does actually lead around. The building's basically like a big circle with other connecting routes. It almost feels like a clue board, with all of the secret rooms and passageways, except they're not actually secret. So yes, the four of you are able to scuffle away from Principal Jameson, without him understanding what has happened.
I'm gonna go feed the monsters. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So once we round the corner, I point at the floor to the others. There's crumbs.
And
That means somebody left them.
Yes.
And now that Desmond has pointed them out, you can see, yes, they are, if one of you picks one up and feels it or smells it, it is definitely a Wonder Bar crumbs.
Oh, our jocks are not exactly known for being tidy. Then I look at our shot. No offense.
I don't know. He may be more of a Sparto than a jock. Jocks play football, do wrestling, are on the heavy team with track and field. Sportos play soccer. Usually do the more running sports and track and field. So, that subtle difference between the two.
I'll have to make a mental note of that.
Of course, I'm going based upon 80s clicks. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how things work these days.
I'm sitting here going, dweeb soners.
I honestly, so am I. So it all works.
He's just a righteous dude.
Yeah, y'all, for our viewers, it's been a long time since any of us were in high school. All right, just putting that out there. So yeah, you managed to follow the trail, and it actually leads. Actually, I'll wait till Julie's back, for this, just so she doesn't miss too much.
Meanwhile, I'm still trying to clear my phone because of.
Okay.
But here's the one thing I am not understanding. We're looking across the floor and we are seeing very little small particles of the chocolate bars. And I turn to Desmond. Do these look like crumbs? Or are they shards of chocolate that fall off whenever you bite into a bar?
That is a very good question. Let's examine them.
All right. So what you're looking for, basically, whether they're accidental or whether they were laid as a trail.
Yes, because as you know, whenever you bite a chocolate bar, you see these little like triangular pieces. They're not crumbs, unless it is very bad chocolate, which, let's face it, you in America have plenty of. But in this situation, given the weather, I assume it's reasonably cold because it's February.
Yep.
Are we assuming? Okay. We've all had the experience where we bite into a chocolate bar and part of it explodes in our face, and they're these little like shards of chocolate. They're little, very angular, very thin. You look down, like he picks 2 or 3 up, and it's like, these are little nuggets.
So the thing about a Wonder Bar is that it's not actually coated in liquid chocolate. It's more of like a chocolate sponge with caramel, like a roll of caramel in the middle. It's almost like a ho-ho.
Oh,
And you haven't,
that
never
would
having had one, would not know
explain the
that.
more addictive nature of the. Okay. That
Yeah,
okay.
it's almost like a Twinkie with chocolate and caramel rather than sponge cake that defies the laws of physics and something that came from an eldritch dimension in the middle.
I have not yet had a Twinkie bar, but I have seen very many of my friends, very like down the number of them. So I'm familiar with. Okay,
So
I can claim ignorance as I'm new to the country. So
exactly, you've never had one. So there you go. So Courtney, to catch you up, you're following the trail of little tiny crumbs. They are absolutely the sponge crumbs. Every once in a while, there's a tiny little like speck of caramel on one of them, but it is hardened since it's now been sitting out for a while. And it leads you actually to one of the secondary doors to the cafeteria.
Oh, this had better not be leading back into that damn kitchen.
What you doing?
Yeah, follow where it leads.
Okay. Desmond. GM intrusion.
Okay. I think I will, based upon my chocolate investigations, collaborating, I'll give the other to Arshot.
Okay.
All right.
So yes, as you are following this trail, you actually see, strangely enough, that once it gets into the cafeteria and goes a few steps, it's almost like it fans out. And you are able, through your gifts, you're able to see that there was a trail that led into the kitchen. That one has been very meticulously cleaned up.
I look at the others. I'll let you guess where it goes. Cinch up my shoulder straps on my backpack a bit, which isn't bad. I don't carry any of my school books in it because, that would require me to study. And start moseying over toward the kitchen.
Okay. You see Lunch Lady Doreen. Make me an intellect check, difficulty 6. Anything about discerning emotions or sensing deception or anything like that would certainly apply
here. He has a lot of skills. Dealing with people, so far, not one of them.
Still works.
Or that could happen.
Damn.
Let's go. So
why is it like the serious campaign? I can't roll anything that's
right?
not a failure for a whole day. And today,
Yeah.
I should beat the crap out of this.
So you look into the cafeteria, and Doreen is in there. She looks up, and for just a second, just a moment, it's the other Doreen.
Oh crap.
And then your vision kind of gets a little blurry. And when you focus again, now it's the new Doreen.
Oh boy.
In that moment, she was giving you a death glare. And then when you refocused, she was nice, polite, She's got the little, light blonde going gray curly hair tucked up under the hairnet. Little bit overweight. You see some stains of yesterday's pasta sauce still on her apron. She looks at you. She gives, very, not necessarily a warm smile, but a very friendly, I'm, this is one of the students, and I work here and I need to be nice to them. Smile. But yeah, just for a moment. Can I help you?
Yes, we're looking for something. It's for our science class. We're going over the chemistry of cooking.
Oh. Well, what would you like to know?
I'm looking at the floor. There's the crumbs have since been cleaned up in here, correct?
So I'm gonna ask for a perception check. It will be your choice. It will be difficulty 3 if you are not trying to hide what you're doing. It will be difficulty 5 if you are. If you choose the harder difficulty, she will not see what you're doing. But in doing that, you are compromising your ability to look effective.
And do I get an asset on this?
Sure. Yeah.
I'll try to be slick about it.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. I mean, honestly, I'm not the only one here. Oh, yes.
You love to see it. Yeah. So you, this is a kitchen floor that is currently in use. So it is not meticulous by any stretch of the imagination. There are lots of things on the floor. Nothing that you immediately clock as anything from a Wonder Bar. But there's flour, there's little bits of, you're having something with cheese sauce today, you're guessing. But no, nothing that you immediately recognize as anything relating to a Wonder Bar.
Okay, so it obviously isn't going to be over where she is because we'd see it if she's in the actual cooking part of the kitchen, like where the big steam kettle is. Previous story had a couple of problems.
Steam kettle is still there, by the way. It has a rather large dent in it, and the once because it only happened once. And Courtney, you happened to be in line near this person when it happened. Someone asked Doreen very shortly after the detention events what happened to the steam kettle, and when they left the line, they were pale white and they never spoke of it again.
Do not ask questions that you do not want the answers to.
So what are the rest of you doing while Desmond is in there buttering up one or two lunch lady durians? We're not sure yet.
Well, Arshad is just kind of examining the little crumb particles, not knowing what the hell else to do at this moment.
Okay. Are you trying to continue following trails, or are you just like picking up one and examining
Well,
it?
I'm looking at the rest of the cafe. Well, whenever Desmond made the trek to the cafeteria, then I started scanning the
Okay.
rest of the cafeteria and see if there were any other what the distribution rate was and if there's any actual trail or concentration.
Um, so make me again a perception type intellect roll. Um, difficulty is going to be 4.
Okay, let me just yeah, no, I don't have that. Do. Okay,
Nice.
I'll take it.
Okay. You find one of the trails leads you to one of the tables, and you find taped under one of the like drum throne type seats is a piece of paper.
So I guess the only way he would have seen this is if that, like, a little bit of the paper was dangling down from it.
Yep.
Under the table or under the seat?
Actually, we'll say it's under the table so that you're not getting down like that. So yeah, I'm gonna say that, like, you were following the trail pretty close to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not a straight line of crumbs by any stretch of the imaginations. It's like finding trail places.
Yeah.
And so when you happened to find one that was already a little bit under the table, and you saw it, and it kind of you were down looking, and as you looked up, that's when you saw it.
So I reach underneath, find the tape, find the edges. I start to pick the corner of the tape
Okay.
so that I can carefully peel everything, tape, paper, get it all nice in one clean piece, because that's the way things need to be.
All right.
And so I have the note or the
Okay.
piece of paper.
Yep. You find okay. You find what looks like some kind of logo. Make me an intellect check. Again, memory or culture or anything like that will help, but your difficulty is a 6.
So intellect, okay. Um,
Like I said, anything knowledge based, anything like
okay.
pop culture based.
Guys, no, all I have is law.
Okay, that will not obviously apply.
Yeah, no. But I am throwing in 2 levels of effort because now I'm like trying.
Go for it.
Nope.
Yeah, you can tell that it's some kind of logo, but it's not one that you recognize. And kind of scratched over it into the paper, there is some kind of symbol that you definitely do not recognize.
So I take this and walk over to Jessica
Okay.
and excuse me. I came to find this piece of paper attached underneath to a table, and there are symbols here that I cannot recognize. Are these meaningful to you in any way? And hand it to her.
Okay.
Take the paper.
Mhm.
And since obviously we are not going to class, I sit down at one of the tables, pull out my laptop, open it up.
Okay. Well, the logo is very easy. It's the Wonder Bar logo.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah,
scra-
it's the Wonder Bar logo.
Scratched over it. Let's see. You said you have an inability in
Lore, knowledge, and understanding. However, I am trained in identifying.
Okay, there you go. Love it, love it. So, all right. We will say, make me an identifying roll. You're just going straight up from memory?
Or like use my computer skills to.
Then yeah, so make it identifying, give yourself an extra asset because you're also using your computer to do research, and that will be a difficulty. That will also be a difficulty 6. There you go. Pump some effort into that bad boy.
Yeah. Dice don't like me today, so of course I'm gonna.
Hey, this is what they make recovery rolls for, folks.
Exactly. Type. You know, show the little piece of paper to the computer monitor.
Yep.
Camera to
search by image.
Yep.
So you find it takes you a while because this is not on the public internet.
It's not. I have my ways. I have my ways.
Yeah. You find it on the witchy web. It is an arcane symbol that has its roots in ancient Sumerian mysticism, and has, of course, like all good ancient traditions, been co-opted by every fucking goth in the world. It is...
Neva's going, hey!
Yeah. Most of what you see associated with it now is kind of a rune that is used to foster plenty and abundance. The original Sumerian, because you dig a little deeper, the original Sumerian, it was actually a rune of protection and obfuscation.
I lean back, start playing with my ponytail. Huh. Okay.
So I think the other three of you probably know at this point that when Jessica does that, it means something very interesting has just happened.
Protection and plenty. Can we tell how recent the rune has been etched onto this wafer, this wrapper?
It's not a wrapper. It's a piece of notebook paper.
Oh. Okay.
No, someone drew the Wonder Bar logo, drew whatever this thing was, maybe or maybe not at the same time, you can't tell, and stuck it under the table.
Well. Courtney? When you think witchy crew of the school, who comes to mind?
Let's see.
Like between you and me, we should know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There actually is the three that people have actually been referring to as the Weird Sisters.
Right. I'm picturing the girls from The Craft.
Exactly.
Yeah, so about halfway between that and if you remember on American Dad, Steve's goth girlfriend, whose name is escaping me at the moment, but like her goth friends that they all look like they're trying to look like Robert Smith. Yeah, it's that kind of crew. Courtney, make me an intellect check, difficulty 4. Again, anything relating to memory or knowledge of the school or anything, or anything like that would come into play here.
Okay. There we go.
So this is not the table where the Weird Sisters and their little cadre sit. This is where the basketball team sits.
Okay, but the Weird Sisters are collectively, even though it's a much smaller group, collectively smarter than the entirety of the basketball team. So they could be actually trying to frame them if they're actually up to something.
True.
Given that I talked the kid into $50 out of 20 earlier. He couldn't remember what I charged him. Okay. Brian's the one who noticed that the thing was gone. Or quote unquote noticed.
Yeah.
I kind of look over, kind of lean back since I'm still sitting to look into the kitchen to see what Desmond still charming lunch lady Doreen.
What is Desmond up to?
So Desmond has spoken to Doreen. I'm trying to get her to let me take a peek into the storage room.
Okay.
And of course, because we're discussing the chemistry of cooking, and so I need to look for what sort of compounds that they have in storage that are, things that would be recognizable from my chemistry class, and it's good credit, and I could really use it. And I'll only be a minute.
Okay. Give me a deception type roll, and you can take one asset for the fact that you have already framed the conversation around cooking. Difficulty will be 5.
Why not?
There you go. All right. Good choice for putting in effort. Oh no, because never mind. You were no, you would actually no. You would have made it even without the effort. Okay, yeah. She she comes back with you. You are not unescorted.
Oh, of course. You don't want me to like spit in something.
Right.
Or who knows?
And she's only going to give you a minute because, she has to get back to cooking lunch.
Yes.
All by her lonesome. For all of the students at this school. All by her lonesome. And get paid crap.
I know, it's totally unfair.
See, that's what I
And
said.
obviously a hazardous job.
So you go into the storage the storage cabinet, which is spacious enough to hold the vending machine, but it is not in there.
So I make a pretense of looking at some of the ingredients and names of things and jot some things down in my notebook. Ooh. Methyl diphenhydramate. What the hell is that? Anticoagulant. And who knew that, gravy was so complicated? All right.
Well,
Thank you so much.
culinary science is a wonderful thing. Yeah, sure. We'll do another GM intrusion on Desmond.
Let's see. This time, I believe Courtney doesn't actually have any XP.
No, Courtney does. Jessica does not.
Jessica does not. Okay. That sounds like a good use. And I will accept.
Excellent. So I'm going to need you to make me an intellect defense roll. Difficulty 5.
Oof. I don't think I have anything special to protect me with that. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Okay. Connect. So let's target 5. Oh, that's what's going to be tricky. Oh,
Nice.
the
Okay.
dice love me tonight.
They really do. So as you are leaving, the room goes cold. Like, all of a sudden you can see your breath cold. And you hear kind of raspy breath behind you. What do you do?
I bust a move and get the heck out of there to be near my friends because whatever's coming could very likely, be very bad, especially because I know that there's something wrong with our current iteration of the lunch lady.
Okay. The moment you cross the threshold out of the kitchen back into the cafeteria proper, it is immediately back to normal room temperature. And you started to hear, just before you crossed the threshold, you started to hear what almost sounded like it would be a banshee's wail. But then as you cross the threshold, it switches to Doreen telling you goodbye.
So we get back out with the rest of the group.
Mhm.
wander over to Jessica.
Mhm.
Say, something's wrong with this Doreen.
Duh.
We're gonna need another Timmy.
Specifically, this Doreen is a little more like the old Doreen than I would like. Like, I'm getting a sense she's not gone.
Still sitting where I'm sitting. I lean back again
Mhm.
and I look in. Can I use seeing through deception to
Sure.
just get a feel of, see if I pick up the same thing?
Yeah. Difficulty 5.
Picked up.
This does not, however, qualify as a positive social interaction, so you can't double dip for this one.
No, I'd go for seeing through deception. You
Mhm.
said 5?
Yep. Okay. You look back. You don't notice anything strange about how Doreen is acting. She's keeping an eye on you because you're 4 kids in the cafeteria when you're supposed to be in class. But she's not glaring at you, with a look of pure evil or anything like that. She looks normal.
Well, all right. I'm going to take your word for it because I don't see anything that screams crazy lunch lady Doreen. But
I
then
see it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm taking your word for it. And I hold
Ooh.
up the piece of paper that Arshot found. So this symbol is Sumerian. Ancient Sumerian, it's protection. New witchy Sumerian is plenty. Plethora.
Huh. I wonder if they were trying to do something to make the vending machine make more of those candy bars than it should have or something. I know that sounds silly, but
This is the basketball team. The only people more idiotic are the football team.
yeah.
But this does not have a feel of the Weird Sisters. At least to me, but then again, Cassidy is, the head one is kind of out there, so who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone, please make me an intellect knowledge check. The base difficulty is 6. Arshot, you get 1 asset for this.
Okay.
Oh,
On fire tonight.
You really are. Courtney, are you trying this? Yeah.
Sorry.
That's right.
I zoned out there for about 2 nanoseconds and just
The wrong 2.
yeah.
Yep, I get
Okay, you said what am I rolling for?
Intellect check, knowledge, difficulty 6.
Nope.
Desmond, of all people.
Look at the nerd coming through with the knowledge.
Yep. Because you have no shits to give about the social maneuverings of people at the school. I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And that's well known. So every once in a while, you will actually catch something between that and your abilities. You will catch something that either other people miss or that people don't bother trying to hide because they know you don't care. Cassidy is secretly dating the center of the basketball team, Mitchell Street.
Oh. So, the basketball team might not be the brightest people, but at least their captain's like dating Cassidy, and she's kind of hot. That's not too stupid.
Wait, what? How did I
Oh,
not
yeah.
know about this?
Oh, they're totally doing it on the sly. I don't know which one would be kind of more embarrassed about it than the other, but yeah. Probably both. I mean, let's face it.
Okay, so that makes sense for like protection. But what the hell with the Wonder Bar symbol logo thing?
Does he like Wonder Bars?
Who doesn't?
So
Good for
maybe
Arshot,
she's
who's
trying
never
to
had one.
maybe she's trying to give something nice to her boyfriend, like a plenitude of good candy bars, or might be doing it as a sacrifice so nobody gets them, and that way the basketball team can do better. That seems like a witchcrafty type of exchange, doesn't it?
Equivalent exchange, eat your heart out.
But what gets me is why the fuck was Johnson laughing his ass off about the fact that the vending machine went away? Like he was actually like giggly laughing about it.
Does Johnson know? Does Johnson have any familial connection with the basketball team?
He's the point guard.
The power forward.
Oh,
Forward, so
hold on.
point,
Sorry,
yeah.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got Johnson and Jameson
Yep.
confused.
Hey, I have only I the hat out of which I can pull names. Yeah, or sorry, let me rephrase that. The ass out of which I can pull names is only so big, right? I've got great ones
You
for
know,
like
those
fantasy
candy
names for when we go
bars,
back to
though.
Echoes of the Undying, but So yes, Brian Johnson is the power forward for the Grimsby Wolves. Mitchell Street is the center. So Johnson is actually the captain of the team. Just to make that distinction. The center's the big guy in the middle who defends the basket.
And he's the one dating Cassidy.
Yes.
Mitchell Street.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
It just makes no sense.
You think that
Jessica,
Yeah.
would you do something little bit perhaps off the
Sketchy?
wall for me? No, not sketchy. Not yet. Oh no, not yet. No, not sketchy yet.
What do you need?
Is there any local news about reports of a strange appearance of a vending machine?
Start.
Yeah, this is easy enough to find. You do not find any mention on any of like the local news pages, or any of the local news bloggers, or anything.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
like,
well, it
no,
was
it
worth a
not
shot.
secretly manifested suddenly on Main Street.
You'd figure if somebody wanted the vending machine to disappear, somebody else would want it to reappear somewhere.
Yeah.
Like one of those base laws of physics, the conservation of vending machine.
Okay, guys, here's a thought. Desmond, Arshot, go check the guys' locker room. If the basketball team's involved.
Come here, Desmond. I'll show you where it is.
Not wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what that door is.
Yes.
Oh.
I don't see the vending machine. You don't see the locker room. It all evens out.
Ray, take an XP for that. That was great.
Oh my God.
Just do it. That was awesome.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Okay.
So we go into the locker room.
Okay. And you see Coach Sinclair, who is the coach of the basketball and football teams, because Grimsby only has so big a budget. It also explains why neither of them do particularly well.
So,
Hey,
I mean, that happened in my school in junior high, but yeah,
I mean,
the seasons didn't overlap.
Yeah, it's gotten better. He now only slips and reminds the football players to dribble the ball like once or twice a season. So,
oh boy, okay.
No, he's
this kind of program. Got it.
No, I mean he's a decent enough he's a decent enough high school coach for a non-athletics. Athletics is not really hot at Grimsby. It's not completely swept under the rug, like say at CMU. But no, it's Grimsby doesn't make it to the state finals, but they also don't end up with an 0 and whatever record at the end of the season. So yeah, Coach Sinclair is in there, and he first of all he looked at, what are the two of you doing in here? Yeah, he's from New York. Want to fight about it?
Oh, I'm just excuse me, coach. I'm just showing my friend who
I'm
might
thinking
be
of joining the
interested
cricket
in.
team. I'm thinking of joining the cricket team.
That's yes.
Oh, make me deception rolls. That'll be, and he's smart, but he's not that smart. Make that a difficulty 3. And if you'd like, instead of both of you rolling, I can say that one of you is helping the other and gives you an asset.
There we go. I wish they put the die icon back.
Take an asset from me and we'll try to bamboozle this guy.
In the process of doing.
Yep. Nice.
But that works.
All you needed.
Good thing we had that asset.
Yep. The two of you working together can accomplish anything, as long as you only need to roll a 3.
Let him roll.
So yeah, you do. He buys it. All right. Equipment room's over that way. I mean, You know where it is.
I know. Thank you, Coach. Yes, I do.
Yep. Don't. All right. All right. Go on. Come back and see me before you leave.
As I'm trying off, like, you can trust me, Coach.
Okay.
So I usher Desmond into the cricket room, and while we're doing it, it's like, no, seriously, if you're interested in joining the team, I can help you out. Most of the
As long
time,
as
you
I can
just have to
understand
stand
all
there.
the rules of cricket.
All right. Um. So the two of you, you can either do it separately, or again, one of you can assist the other, um, in making make a perception searching. This is Desmond's bailiwick.
You
All
go
right.
ahead.
So, right, unless Arshad has a,
You find it. I'll reason with it.
um, you don't have like you don't have an inability in perception, do you?
I don't have an inability. No.
Correct. Okay. Um, so Desmond, do you have? Are you trained?
In perception?
Right. Is Arshad
Oh,
trained in perception?
No.
Okay. So then, yeah. So Desmond, you're taking one asset for Arshad's help, and the
okay.
difficulty is going to be A5.
Yeah.
These guys have been too nice to me tonight.
And they
Oh.
continue to be.
Damn.
Um, so you are looking. You're looking through, like, the parts of the locker room area that you can get to without Coach Sinclair seeing you. And you actually do get to one of the uh, doors marked faculty only. And you don't see it at first, but it kind of, you feel it first and then you see it. And you see it like just for a couple of seconds. Arshot, you do not see this. But you see another one of those of that same room.
Okay. Where is it?
Right above the door handle. And it's one of those, latch, turn and turn and pull type of doors. So it's basically right where a deadbolt would be if the door had one.
So I pointed out to Arshad. See one of those symbols right above the door handle here. There's definitely a connection.
But who would want to connect that over here?
That's a very good question.
In my native country, as you probably already know because you are very smart, but you know that rituals are global. And there are all sorts of protection and strengthening, and especially through passageways.
And is that the door leading into the gymnasium?
No. You actually don't know where it goes. It is marked faculty only, and you have never had enough of an impetus to disregard that. You're guessing it's like an office or something.
Hey, Arshad, which room does that go into?
I've never seen the door having been opened. We are too busy.
Is the coach looking at us?
Um, well, I don't know. Rashad, is he?
I kind of move Desmond a little bit out of the way of the line of sight.
So, no, I'm proposing an intrusion.
Oh, hold on. Because I was looking at the I only have one monitor. Leave me alone. I gotta switch back and forth.
Right. You can
Okay,
pay.
fine.
You can pay an XP for him not to be.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Okay. And yeah, well, okay. Yep.
Okay.
Courtney gets it.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
Um. Yes, actually, he is. And yeah. You know, this ain't the equipment room, boys. You hear from over your shoulders.
Oh, and of course, yes. Thank you for the reminder, Coach. And I motion for Desmond to follow. Now is this like basically along a wall where it's a wall that happens to have like maybe there are offices or storage rooms partitioned into the wall, that part of the locker room?
Yeah.
Okay. So um so yeah, it's like come here. I Do you have a device on you, Desmond?
Which kind?
Cell phone.
Oh, yeah.
Reach out to Jessica, and we need the floor plans of the boys' locker room, gymnasium area.
And Jessica. Oh, shit. Saw the symbol on, and I count second door clockwise from entrance. What room is that?
Computer bings my message. I'm like, okay. Type.
While you are looking that up, Desmond and Arshat, Coach Sinclair is still, he is standing there with his arms crossed. I think it's time for you boys to go.
Oh, we had just been getting to the cricket room. Can I just show him around for a little bit, Coach?
So how thick are the poles on the wicket?
Why don't you come with me? I think our new recruit here needs a little extra training. And he ushers the two of you further down the hall. And he opens up the a door into the weight room, pushes the two of you in, and closes it. And a moment later, you hear it lock.
Was the weight room the one with the symbol on it?
No.
Of course.
Not that lucky.
I mean, while pulling up the schematics of the school.
Actually, that would be too easy. No. Okay, you're pulling up the schematics of the school. Make me a hacking roll. I said 4 before, right? I didn't say 5. We'll call it 5 this time. There you go.
Finally.
Yeah, you managed to get into the schematics of the school. You find the door that Desmond told you about. It's a furnace room.
Message back. It's a furnace room. ... Weird. Because that's not where you would expect a furnace room to be.
Yeah, but
Or
the
is-
gym might require extra heating because it's a big empty space.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's basically that is exactly in fact what it is. It's the additional furnace and HVAC for the gym.
And you don't want it on all the time with the main one because expensive. You know what's also weird? The coach just locked us in the weight room.
Wait, what?
Fuck. Okay, slam my computer shut. Throw it in my backpack. Come on, Court.
This
Boys
is
need
what
us.
we call burying the lead.
Boys are in trouble. And
Guys.
I moseyed down nonchalantly, kind of using my blend-in skill, but not like actively,
Okay.
because that's just how I get through the halls
Yep.
without attending class.
Yep.
And go find the weight room.
All right.
Okay.
I will say, so blend in will cost you 1 intellect, but I won't make you roll for it.
Okay.
But just, I will make you pay the cost because
Okay.
why not?
There we
It's a
go.
one shot. You're going to get reset by the. Assuming we finish this, you're going to get reset for the next story anyway.
Okay. Took a shot. I took it.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, you managed to make your way either unseen or at least unnoticed to the boys' locker room.
And I find my way to the, having just looked at the schematics.
Right. Okay.
Find the weight room.
For about a minute. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to in order to use blend in to sneak past Coach Sinclair, you would have to use it again, and I would actually make you roll for it.
Okay.
Can I interject something
Sure.
here? Wouldn't Jessica be able to go through the girls' locker room since both groups of students should be able to access the weight room for their own purposes?
That's a fair point.
Right? Get out of my head.
Yep. Yes. Yep. I will say that yes, that can happen.
And Courtney being the cheerleader, I'm assuming she knows which door.
Yep.
Yes.
Have we, so that being said, are we going to assume that the coach was not smart enough to lock the girls' access?
You can certainly try.
Thanks, Matt. All right, so I try opening the door.
It is in fact locked.
Okay. I reach into my backpack, pull out my lockpicks, and attempt to open the door with my lockpicking skill.
All right.
See, this is why you stay friends with all your miscreant friends.
And I will present you with an intrusion, Jessica.
I will accept because
Excellent.
I've got one hole. I'll give it to our shot.
Okay. So as you're hunkering down to get at the lockpick, you hear a very affected voice from behind you. Well, ain't this just a shame? And you turn around and see Cassidy holding, kind of, looping around her figure, a cartoonishly large key ring with keys on it that it is probably safe to assume, or at least one of them is for the locker room, or for the weight room.
City,
Jessica!
how you doing, girl?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing great. I mean, come on, like skipping first period.
Right?
Who wants to go sit through econ at 8 o'clock in the freaking morning?
I know,
Come on.
right?
But like, I kind of noticed that you have something I could really use right now. So,
A
want to
life?
make a deal? I mean, I did get Johnson the exam questions. Whether or not he's going to be able to use them, I can't. But maybe I can help you and Mitchell helps.
Make me a seeing through deception roll.
Okay. I also use special abilities to influence the mind of others.
No, this doesn't count as a special ability. This is just a skill.
Okay. And
difficulty 3.
okay. Well, thank God I used that effort point.
So she attempts the I don't know what you're talking about, and you see right through it.
Oh, come on, girl. Look, you and I both know we both play stupid.
I didn't
You're
realize
not
you were
that
playing.
stupid. Yeah.
Seems though that you don't really have any negotiating power here, do you? I've got what you want.
I reach into my pocket and I pull up the piece of paper we pulled off the table.
And I step next to Jessica, and I'm going to whip out my fast talk ability
Okay.
because she's not actively hostile at this point, correct?
Define actively hostile for a high school girl.
That would be Ray's department.
That sounded so bad.
I mean, she's not actually like trying to hit us with anything or what have
no.
you, correct?
So yeah, you can use it. It will be a higher difficulty because while she's not being actively hostile, she's being petty, basically.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a difficulty 4 intellect check or fast talk check.
Okay, so let's see. So what I'm attempting to do, there we go.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
Is Courtney, let's give us the keys. We'll be on our way. And we will not end up having to, worry about information getting out that you would really wish to prefer is kept quiet.
She locks eyes with Jessica. throw in the 50 you weaseled out of dumb shit this morning, and we've got a deal.
I'll give you the 30 I talked out of him this morning. He owed me the 20.
And you got 50.
Yeah, he got the 20. I weaseled 30 extra 30 out of him. You get the 30. I pull out a 20 and a 10 and I hand it over to her. That's what you get.
Thanks.
Because that's the extra stuff. That's the extra I got.
Suppose it doesn't really matter anyway. She tosses you the keys.
Thank you.
I whisper over to Courtney, keep an eye on her. While I try the keys on the door.
Okay. The keys do, in fact, open the door. Desmond and Arshot, you see the door from the weight room to the girls' locker room open. And Jessica is standing there. Courtney, are you still with her, or are you going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm standing next to Jessica, just kind of keeping one eye on
Okay, so Cassidy is walking off.
I don't trust her.
No. Not at all.
I can't imagine why.
Suppose I scam that $30 fair and square.
Hey, you lost her to me fair and square.
Okay, boys, what happened?
We were not expecting the illustrious leader of our basketball team to be there waiting for us. And apparently he's in on something because he locked us in the weight room.
One of the symbols was on the one door, and then suddenly Desmond realizes where he is as they're walking out through the ladies' team, and he just becomes silent and starts turning beet red.
Oh, dude.
It's not even like there's any girls other than me and Courtney here. Come on. Gym class is is happening. There's no one here. Come on.
This is a hormonal teenage boy.
An awkward hormonal teenage boy to boot.
There are magical things inside of those cubby holes and lockers in here. I'll tell you. I'll have you know.
And it's not just the magical runes either.
So we need to keep Coach occupied while others go and investigate the boiler room.
Correct.
Okay.
You know, being the fact that he is also the coach of the football team, which means that the cheerleading squad has to work closely with the football team for practices and travel, game schedules and what have you. I think I can keep him tied up with some adjustments that need to happen, from our side of things. I pull out the clipboard,
Where were
open
you
it
hiding
up,
that?
pull from my backpack.
Oh, okay.
I can't help it. I'm a bad person. I'm thinking of the scene from 10 Things I Hate About You when she distracts the soccer coach.
I have not seen that in so long. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that again.
But how do we distract him? Like this.
I mean,
Aries, knock it off.
All right. So you're going to go attempt to distract the coach.
Yes.
All right. Make me. We're gonna do fast talk again. Okay.
Hold Hold on, I need to break up a little cat fight.
Okay.
Very lay down.
Literal cat fight.
Yeah.
Literally fighting.
They are both ticked off at pretty much the world because cat.
Yep. So yeah, this will absolutely be something where you should use fast talk to kind of
Yeah.
keep his attention. It will be a difficulty 3. And if you pass it at a 5, you may get something. You will get something extra.
Okay, being the fact that I actually have the practice and game schedules, does that give me an asset
Yes.
for what I'm for how?
Yes.
Thank you.
There you
Okay.
go. So yeah. You are distracting Coach Sinclair. You're going over, schedules and routines and whatnot. And you actually, as you are doing this, you see a piece of paper on his desk, buried mostly under other pieces. But as you guys are moving things around, you kind of catch a little corner of it, and it is just enough to see. It is a piece of lined ruled paper, and at the bottom, you just see XOXO, comma Cassidy with a little heart over the eye.
That into the mental file of facts. Oof, sorry, did it myself.
Okay. The other 3 of you. So
Yeah,
there.
I lead the guys through the girls' locker room to avoid the coach.
Mhm.
I take the back way.
Desmond starts breathing again once he gets out into the hallway.
And you do you make it over to the boiler room door,
Both of you.
Which there's no lock on the door, but the door handle is the latch is moving like it's locked. Desmond, I will give you this for free. As you are trying to, who's trying to open the door?
I'll try.
Okay. Desmond, as you see Jessica trying to open the door, when it moves, when it stops like it would if it was locked, you actually see the rune flash just momentarily, in concert with her trying the door. Jessica and Arshot, you do not see this.
Ah. Magical lock of some sort. That's cool.
Say what?
Oh, I can. The rune flares when you try to turn the handle. That's really cool. Doesn't help us. but
I have a thought. I quickly pull out my phone
Mhm.
and start searching Sumerian sigils of opening
Okay.
to find the symbol to
Yep.
see, because my intent is to change the symbol from protection to open.
Okay. Um, so this is going to be a knowledge roll because it's knowledge. However, yeah, because this is not identifying. This is
I
finding
have
something.
cryptology or cryptography.
Hmm. Let's see. Okay. Skills. Okay. So I think the inability from knowledge will be canceled out by the training in cryptography.
Okay.
But I will give you an asset on the roll because you're now in somewhat familiar territory. But the base difficulty is going to be 5.
So which one should I use? Knowledge?
Just roll
Or
intellect.
straight intellect?
Yeah.
Straight intellect?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, straight intellect, difficulty 5, 1 asset, and then effort as you will.
One. Fuck!
I mean, you have XP.
I'm totally gonna re-roll
Okay.
this sucker. Because there we go.
All right. So tell me what the misstep that you almost took was.
I'm probably misunderstood the symbol or drew it slightly wrong.
Okay.
Or started to write it wrong.
Okay.
And then caught myself.
All right.
Kind of thing.
So you trace the rune of it's actually it's a rune of discovery. You trace it over the rune of obfuscation.
Right.
And Desmond, you are seeing like fireworks. This is like half a dozen sparklers all coming out of the door at once.
Ooh, fancy.
I would let you use reveal if you wanted to show. I would say that's a use of reveal. If you wanted to let one or both of Arshot and Jessica see that, you could do one of them for 2 points, both of them for 5 before your edge.
And target is
No roll. You pay the points and it's done.
I think I'll just do the one.
Okay.
So 2 points.
Yep. So it's free because you've got 3 intellect edge. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So describe what it looks like to Jessica when Desmond kind of lets her into his world a bit.
Okay, since it's psychic based and not specifically magic based, so I'm picking up the mental impression of it. So she sees it as basically like her regular vision gets a little shaky for a second, and it's kind of like you're looking at one of those magic fisheye puzzles where everything kind of crosses over a little bit, and then suddenly the image appears in front, and she's able to see it but everything else starts looking a little funky for her.
Okay.
Fuck. As I'm okay.
Yeah, and so you can actually see, now that you can see what's going on, the two runes are actively unwriting each other.
That's just really fucking cool.
And you open the door, and there's the vending machine.
Aha. For certain values.
Okay, now what? You found it.
So I'm going to do a group intrusion. So you can either pay 4 XP to refuse it, or everyone gets an XP.
I'm okay with it.
I'm good.
Yeah, so we each kick in an XP or
You each take an XP if you accept the intrusion.
oh yeah. Yeah.
I will happily take back an XP.
Yep.
Okay. As you see, you're looking at the vending machine, and you see the vending machine start to glow. It initially starts glowing white, and then like the whitish yellow, and eventually it fades until it is glowing black. And it kind of melts and kind of, gets sucked past you. You turn around, and there is Doreen 1. Also,
crap.
also glowing the same black. She looks at you, she smiles, and she disappears. And that's where we're going to end tonight's story. So, everyone, that was the case of the Vanishing Vending Machine. Otherwise known as, I don't know what else it might be called when I set it up, because, this went off the track about 20 minutes into it. So there you go.
As it do.
Yeah, as it do.
You could call it, what would you do for a Meishi bar?
There you go. What would you do for a Wonder Bar?
There you
All right, so we are going to take a quick break, come back to our after show. That's going to be up on YouTube tomorrow night. Again, if you guys enjoy what we're doing here, or just want to call us funny names, leave a comment. Like, subscribe, blah blah blah. We're not doing this for the money. I would like to give a special shout out and thank you to Tammy Ryan and Monty Cook Games for putting on a fantastic game room at PAX Unplugged, and for now being subscribed to the channel, which is really freaking cool. So anyway, yeah, thanks guys. I really appreciate it. So with that, we're going to get out of here. So for Ray, Julie, Patrick, and Ekat, I am Trevor, the Vitruvian Meeple. Have a good night, everyone.